Alright, so here we got all the cards just kind of laid out in their respective, like, synergies and stuff, but I'll zoom back in, and we'll just go over each synergy individually. So, I'm gonna sit down for this. Up here, this is kind of our, well, first, this is mana base. It is 36, 12, not 12, 36, 17 plains, 18 mountains, and then 1 shock land at the end. And now, we just gotta go. This is just kind of creature removal, because creatures are annoying. So we got Incinerating Blast, deal 6 damage. Deal 3 damage, exile it. When this creature enters, gain 2 life, exile it until enchantment leaves. Exile until enchantment leaves. Just basically nullifying a creature. Exile creature. Pay 7, tap, sacrifice, destroy target permanent. That's fun. Deal 4 damage if I behold a dragon, which we'll get to dragons in a little bit. 5 damage for 3, exile. Ooh, 5 damage for 3. Nice. And 3, you can do 3 damage to target creature and destroy a non-creature artifact. So that's kind of our creature artifact removal. We got 1 non-synergy artifact, and that's Traveler's Amulet. Just gonna search my land, search for a land. That was fun. And then next, I'll show off Tori. She's the commander of the deck. Damn good one too. No. I talked about her in another video, so if you're interested, think there's that video there. Next, I don't know where Appa fits in this deck, so he's just kind of here. But Appa's here to give my creatures flying, and I don't have any on-entry effects in this deck. So, well, no, I have 1, and we'll get to that. Right here, Tori gives all attacking creatures +1/+1, so this is a fun one. We got all of our creatures who create 1/1 tokens. This guy, when he enters, you create a 1/1 spirit or +1 counter on him. Kyoshi Warriors create a 1/1 white ally token. That's a fun one. And then the Ox is a 0/4, so he becomes a 1/5. But I get to mobilize 3 whenever I attack. So that's a huge upside of that. And then we'll go with just other miscellaneous cards that didn't fit in. Appa's special because he does something. He just lets me get more tokens out. We got Seize the Spoils. It's a pretty decent card. And these are mostly just guys for later game, you know. Your goal with Tori in the game early, but if you get into the late game, it is good to have those bigger guys to kind of help out, which is what we have dragons for. Getting into our dragon. No, I'll save the dragons in my favorite section for last. So, right here we got Frenzied Goblin. This is all of our goblin synergies. It's literally just about get goblins out fast, get Dropkick Bomber to give them all +1, attack with Tori to give them trample. And then we got Volley Veteran. He's great. He'll become a 5/3. And whenever he enters, I get to deal damage to a target creature based on the number of goblins I control. I was reading that wrong. Yikes. And then next, we'll do cheap guys I want to get out early because, you know, our main goal in the game early. Fleeting Effigy, he's fun. You kind of just summon him, he has haste, and then right back to your hand at your end step. So he doesn't do much until combat, or after combat. Then we got My Jaded Edge, she's great. I get to give her Double Strike, so she'll become a 2/4 when attacking. And then if I cast a non-creature spell, which I have plenty of, I get to put a +1/+1 on her till end of turn, so that's nice. Leonin Skyhunter, that just becomes a 3/3 with flying and combat. And Savannah Lions is just my favorite card to play in this deck because it's literally just a cat. Just a big lion. And now, man, this deck review is going fast. How do people drag these out for like 20 minutes? Just kind of talking about my deck. Not like that. But next we have Ingenious Leonin. This deck is all about buffing up other creatures, and other creatures do that. But this one I get to play a +1/+1 counter on another creature that I control, and if it's a cat, it gains first strike. That's a fun one. Keensight Mentor, I get to put a Vigilance counter on another creature, which is nice, because we'll get into that. And then I get to pay 2 and tap to put a +1 on each creature I control with Vigilance, which means this is directly buffing Tori because it already has Vigilance just already there. So that's really nice. I got Jazzle Goldmane. It's one of the win cons in this deck. Like, it is probably the win con. No, it's not the win con, but it is a win con. Which, basically, I get to pay 5, but attacking creatures I control gain +X, which is really nice. And then X is the number of attacking creatures, and then if I have Tori, I mean, I'm gonna full swing with lethal damage at somebody. the full swing, probably not the best thing I could do, but what you gonna do? Fire Rim form, enchanted creature gains first strike, and then it gains until the end of the turn that you do it. And enchanted creature gains +2/+0 forever. Then this one gains first strike, +1/0. And all attacking creatures with this enchantment. Whoa, yeah. God. All attacking creatures you control get +1 with this enchantment, so that's nice. And then 5 mana, all creatures gain +1. I'm not going to do this after I get Goldmane out, but if I don't get Goldmane out, he is a good second option. Stormbeacon Blade, I can literally just pay for it to instant equip to Katori, and it becomes a 6/3. That's nice. Mono Triumph, +2, gain 2 life. Yeah, just gain life. It's a fun one. And then Tori becomes a 5/5 if I don't have anything equipped. Rebellious Strike, draw a card, and target creature gets +3/+0 until end of turn. Also nice. And then Flying Indestructible and +1 permanently. Well, Flying Indestructible until end of turn, +1 permanently. Quick Draw Katana, pay 4, equip it to Tori instantly, and then it gets +2/+0, and it has first strike. So Quick Draw Katana is pretty nice. And then Battle Rattle Shaman. I just get to a +2/+0 until end of turn on a creature at the beginning of my combat phase. This is a nice little... It makes up a decent chunk of my deck just for buffing. Also, I will admit, this is by far the best deck I own. Now, this is put into 2 separate... I'm going to put you at the bottom. Don't read what he does. This is put into 2 separate sides because these 2 get buffed from life gain. So, we're starting off with a lifelink creature. Have I been doing this off-center the entire time? I have. Well, far. I'll fix it in editing. Anyway, we got Felidar Savior. It is a cat beast. Getting this +1/+1s. It puts +1/+1s up to 2 creatures I control and it has lifelink. That's really its main job. Just buff and gain life. Oop, nope. We're going there. Herald of Faith. Whenever this creature attacks, you gain 2 life. That's nice because it's flying in a 4/3, so it'll become a 5/4, and I gain life. And then Dazzling Angel, whenever another creature you control enters, gain a life, which is fun because I got all those cheap guys in the back. Leonin Vanguard. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and you gain a life. And finally, the Piece de Resistance, the big win con in this deck. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control gain 1 life for each attacking creature. I read that wrong. I didn't read it wrong, I just skipped a word, but yeah. This is the big win con, and then these 2, gain a +1, put a +1 every time you gain a life, and then anytime you gain life, put +1/+1 on this creature, and as long as I have 25 or more life, this creature has double strike. This was all my life gain. Definitely my favorite part of this deck, not really a big key player. Maybe I'll make this show kind of a shorts, just going over. I don't know how I'm doing this yet. Next up, Dragonstorm Globe. Each dragon I control enters with an additional +1. We finally got into the dragons section of this deck. Yay. Color's not that bad. Then we got Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind. It's another mana rock. I get to add 1 red, and if it's spent on a dragon, it gains haste, which is nice because we got some big guys. Stormshriek already has haste, and I've used this in a previous deck, but Stormshriek's just kind of here for some quick damage. And then Runescale. Ooh, can I use Runescale in this deck because it has a blue? I don't know. I need someone who's more of a nerd about this game than me to tell me. I'm pretty sure it's fine as long as I don't use Chilling Screech, but I don't know for sure. It's actually really good. And then Kargan, it has flying as long as I control a dragon, so that's nice. And then Dragon Lord Servant. Dragon spells cost 1 less to cast. Yeah. Terramount Velnus. This is just a double strike dragon that has 5, and when it enters, all creatures I control gain double strike. So I'm swinging with some pretty lethal damage on red, because all red will have trample. Damn. Okay, this is another win con. I think my win cons are dragons. And then this Firespitter Whelp, whenever I cast non-creature or dragon spell, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. And it'll become a 3/3 when attacking, and a 4/4 if I have my mana rocks. And then Respacious Dragon, he's a 3/3. And he creates 2 treasure tokens when he enters, so that's fun. That's really all he does, though. So yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be a short series where I just go over each individual section of the deck and then upload all of those as shorts. But yeah, hope you guys are having a good day. See ya. Yeah, I don't know. There we go.